here we are underway of Game 5 of this tournament of Day 1 of the Charles H. Legier Memorial Tournament. Quickly cleared in. Quinn puts it behind the net. That one's taken by McLaughlin. Wade McLaughlin still pursuing his puck behind the net. Blues bring it out of the zone. One-touch pass off the stick of Potter. And outside into neutral ice. Blues trying to enter the zone. Poked up by McLaughlin. And that's Sutherland. That is flattened at center. Martell. Now bring it out for Bedford. Cleared out for Carleton is Quinn. Behind the net goes Sutherland of the Blues. Trying to shoot that out, bouncing over a couple sticks before going all the way down the ice. And headed for icing. And both of these teams playing their first game of the tournament. All games so far have resulted in 1-goal differences. In for the Blues is Surratt. Surratt trying to bring it out, then sent to his feet. Cleared it along the boards. It was Campbell trying to bring it out of the zone. He was upended by Hogan. Cleared it around the boards. Blues still in the zone, and a stick going to get under the foot here of Lenahan. And we are going to have our first power play of the game going in Bedford's direction. Bedford now off to a 2-minute power play. At 10:14 of this second period, of this first period, there's a shot that's saved and turned away by Arbo. Quickly shot out, stepping out, and having an adventure is regular. Blues try to move it through the neutral zone. That one ends up with Quinn and all the way back down the ice behind the net of Arbo. That's a pass picked off by Dara, trying to move his way in, and is rejected of any path. Into the zone of the Blue Knights, it's Quinn that winds up with a slap shot, rimming it along the boards. This one to be kept in by Abu Dib. Puck is quickly clapped down into the zone of the Bedford Blues. Good penalty killing display so far by the Blue Knights. Cleared out in the center. Knocking it up in the air is Lenahan. Stopping at the blue line. Playing it to the middle. Trying to get down low still is Lenahan. Behind the net. Hitting the brace. Backhander out in front. Gets up to the blue line. Walking in, there's a shot. Saved by Arbo. Bodies flying everywhere. There's another shot. Blocked out in front. Did not get all the way there. That's McClever. Attempting to get a shot from the point. He's going to get another chance here. Blocked by his own teammate. Going down behind the net still is Quinn. Being pressured heavily by Johnson. Just a couple seconds still to go on the man advantage. Behind the net, Potter. Skates around. Hits the brakes. Makes a pass up. Pass going to the middle. Blues walk in with a shot, just missing the net. That shot with some authority behind it. Trumbull going behind the net. Penalty now expired. With it is McLean. Goes up top to the right point. There's a shot. That one's tipped wide. Again, that's by Quinn. Stepping out of the zone is Hargrove. Makes a nice pass. That one's trying to get up over toward McLaughlin. And it's still a 0-0 game. Only 4 minutes in, already one power play surrender thus far. There's a shot towards the net from McLaughlin, just missing the net. Blues will clear it all the way down. This one will miss, or it will go on to hit Rylan Arbo. Pass up from McLaughlin. She initiates the breakout, then sent to Hargrove. Hargrove walking in around a couple defensemen, shoving off Olsen before it's recovered down into the corner. Almost a giveaway before it's cleared out of the zone of the Bedford Blues. In neutral ice, it's sent over to that right side. Crammed along the boards, it's Quinn trying to pave his path. And now it's McQuaid. To the middle, Dunn trying to make his way through. Shot attempt on the blue line before it goes out into the slot. Putting that down low. Surratt looking out in front. He's trying to hit Dunn, who was on the ground at the time. There's a big hit along the boards there. Will McQuaid using the force of his body. Cleared in. Alex McQuaid. Rimmed around. Finding in his own zone is Hogan. And a massive collision behind the net that will cause a penalty for head contact. And I believe the Blues are going to be seeing their second power play of the night. It's Alex McQuaid going to the box. And a hit up high on Adrian Hogan, and that's a 4-minute head contact call. So Bedford off to an extended power play. Cleared around the boards. Going to be kept in on the line by Abu Dib. Missing the puck, it now ends up all the way back into the zone of the Blues. Trying to bring it out is Porter. Initiating a breakout. Blues walked it in. It gets dumped. And it slides by Dara. Blues now with it behind their own net. It's Noah Porter. Having tons of pressure sustained on him and managing to make a pass and get out of the zone. And there's a collision at center ice. It's Reese Harris hitting his own teammate. Marshall Potter finding it behind his net. Could be a 2-on-2 coming back the other way. Stepping in, here's a shot from Johnson and turned away by Arbo. Trumbull to the blue line, shooting his Potter, loose puck. Trumbull with a rebound, they score! And the Blues get on the board first with a power play. Claire Trumbull waiting right next to the slot. And make it a 1-0 game in favor of the Bedford Blues. And they still get a power play for 2 minutes. Oh, I totally forgot about that. Off the face-off, quickly clear into the zone of the Blues. Bring it back up, defended here by Quinn. Shot just missing that, takes an awkward bounce off the boards. And shot down by Dara. And still with a power play. Sponsored and brought to you by JFW. The misplaced pass ends up with Quinn, and he fires it with some authority all the way down the ice. Coming to just over a minute left to go on the last 2 minutes of the double minor call. Head contact against Alex McQuaid. Cleared along the boards. Surratt trying to bring it out. There's Quinn firing it right back into the zone where it once came from. Follett waiting and then rimming it against the boards with pressure coming quickly from Will McQuaid. Blues cleared in, and we got a penalty call coming up against the Blue Knights. And Dara touching up the puck. And it's going to be a roughing call. With 5-on-3 coming up, going to the box is Archer Quinn. And right there in the middle of your screen, another chance for the Blues to capitalize on the Blue Knights' penalty trouble. This 5-on-3 power play brought to you by JFW. Behind the net of the Blue Knights was Surratt, trying to put that out in front of the net. Surratt up to the blue line. Back to Surratt against the boards. Cuts into the middle. Surratt walks in. Fire saved by Arbo, trying to pick that 5-hole. Up to the blue line. Sutherland. Back for Dunn. Sutherland again at the blue line. Firing. Saved. Rebound. Out in the slot. They score!
What a lovely shot.
And the Blues take a 2-0 lead again from a rebound. That was loose to the side of the net. Going to be tucked in by Liam Surratt. And a power play still remains for 1:25 at 3:07 of this initial period. Puck being pinned up loose in the corner. Blue Knights trying to shove it to the net. Here's Hogan with a bit of time and space in his own corner. Banked off the boards for Surratt. To the middle, taken away by Campbell. Blue Knights force their way back towards their own end. Killing the penalty, it's all the way down the ice. First one there, Hogan trying to pass that off. Intercepted, walked it in. Campbell shooting, saved by Regular. A not so good of a pass, getting picked off right in their own end. But a good save from Regular, keeping this 2-goal game alive. Cleared back into the zone of the Blue Knights. Rimmed along the boards, makes its way by Campbell and all the way down into the other end in the defensive zone of the Bedford Blues. Blues quickly bring it back out, only with 5 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Potential 2-on-1. Have to come in quickly. There's a shot, save, rebound, winding up for it was Follett and didn't get much of it. Now could be a 2-on-1 going back the other way. We got a penalty coming up against Bedford, and maybe another one right there. Both officials with their arms raised. They touch it up in a scrum behind the net. The Blue Knights going to get a power play. Going into the box is Follett. The Blue Knights with their first chance on the man advantage with just over a minute left to go in the first. Not off to a hot start. It quickly gets dumped into their end. Rindle on the boards, makes it past McLaughlin. And up for Hargrove. Hargrove cutting in wide. Still with it behind the net. Pass up to the blue line. Quinn. Shot back up. Quinn winding with a slap shot. And it just ends up over the net of regular. Last minute of play. That clearing attempt just out of the reach of McLaughlin and quickly cleared back down by the Blues. And this power play sponsored by JFW as the Blue Knights work their way back up. Walking in was Quinn all the way from his own end before getting stripped of the puck. McLaughlin not able to hold the zone. Hargrove skating out, faking, cutting back, and cuts back almost behind his net. Ends up in his own slot region before getting it. Now using his speed, getting up on that right side. Hargrove trying to get around Hogan to the middle, to the side of the net of regular, still loose. And going to be taken out by the Blues. We'll go all the way back down behind the net of Arbo. And that will be the end of this first period. It ends in favor Blues 2, Blue Knights 0. Continue watching second period live action on MST, broadcasting every game live of the Charles H. Legier Tournament. And second period already getting started. Blue Knights still on the power play for a limit of 15 seconds. There's Alex McQuaid trying to find it in the middle. And went behind him, taken the other way by McLean. Collisions happening nearing the zone of the Blue Knights. Power play now expired, 5-on-5. Blue Knights rush into the zone. Here's a shot, sticked away by regular, and will end the play. Just less than a minute played so far in the second period. Pass to the blue line. That eventually gone over to McLaughlin, not originally how intended. Pass behind the net. Gets by Campbell. Now goes over for Quinn. Campbell making his way past Walton. Cleared back in and taken by the stick of Abu Dib. Blue Knights try to work their way back into possession of the zone before shot out by Porter. Porter shoots it all the way down the ice. That one gonna make it over for Dara as he battles down nearing the hash marks of the left side. Blue Knights now, potential 1-on-2, cutting to the middle. Campbell is tripped up. And we will have another power play coming up to Carleton Blue Knights, brought to you by JFW Woodworking. Landon Campbell using his speed to try to cut to the middle, and is taken down by a diving Blues defenseman. So it's a 2-minute power play again coming up for the Blue Knights. Have been unsuccessful in scoring and on the power play so far. They hope to turn that around here. Johnson out of the draw. McIver in to take it for him. Blue Knights win the draw, keeping him in the zone. McLaughlin waits, shoots, deflected, saved by Regular. Pass it in front, blocked by the tape of Regular. Would have been a slot shot and a highly dangerous chance. Pass in the middle, deflected between the legs of Hargrove and into the left corner of the Bedford Blue zone. Saunders, sharp angle shot off the side of the net. Rooming it around is McIver. Keeping it in is McLaughlin and taken down. We're going to have a 5-on-3. Another unfortunate tripping call. But at the blue line, taken by Dara. And gets the stick under the feet. And it's a 5-on-3, and it's brought to you JFW Finish and Woodworking. Cleared around the boards. This one just going to get out of the zone and past Quinn. Blue Knights try to work their way back into the zone. McLaughlin stepping in. Kaysen McLaughlin trying to shoot. Patted away by Regular and cleared all the way down the ice. Blue Knights quickly rush out of their own zone and in the offensive zone. Just trying to send it to the middle is Quinn, knocking out a midair shot is just wide right of the net. Top of the blue line. Quinn asking for a one-timer and just shoots it wide. Again, it's Archer Quinn finding the puck. Another shot blocked away by Regular. Quinn trying to find it at his feet. Goes across the blue line, walking in. There's a shot again, just missing the net. Blue Knights tons of chances, just struggling to find the net. McQuaid up to Quinn. Quinn winds up for a slap shot and turned away again by Regular. McQuaid walking the line and exits the zone. And we have a penalty for head contact coming up. Unsure of who exactly it's on. It looks like it's on the Blue Knights, on Kaysen McLaughlin, and here is just one of many saves Regular has made. And it's going to be a 4-on-4 for 32 seconds. So a 4-on-4 for 32, and that's a 4-minute head contact penalty. So a lengthy power play to follow for Bedford. Face off down in the circle. Blue Knights win the draw. McQuaid trying to bring it out of the zone. Blues keep it in. Here's Olsen trying to make his way to the middle. After a wide shot, stepping out of the zone is Campbell. And another penalty coming up. And it's going to be for a slash coming up against Bedford. It's Ben Olsen going to head his way to the box. So it's a Bedford power play for 17 seconds. Campbell stepping in. Sharp angle, cuts to the middle, and a save from Regular. And apologies, it's a Carleton power play coming up for a little bit. Harris cross ice, stepping in, there's a shot, hits the side of the net. Cleared around the boards by Abu Dib. Back behind the net, Alex McQuaid. Battling out in the corner before getting pinned up. Campbell surveying the area and finding the puck. Back skating it out, trying to put that out to the middle before it's cleared along the boards. Now a 4-on-4 will be on for a minute and 40. We're now winding down to just over a minute. Blue Knights come the other way. Blues come the other way. That was Abu Dib getting poke checked. Now out in the corner, Dara waits for his options. Clears it all the way down. Back skating. Looking for his options is MacGyver. Sent through to the middle. Behind the net, Bedford Blues recover with possession. Hammered along the boards by MacGyver. And will all the way down the ice. Will not go for an icing. Picked up behind. That one by Harris. There's a shot. Save, rebound. They score! Arbo makes the initial save and the rebound. That has been all three of the Bedford goals on rebounds like those. And Bedford scores on this 4-on-4. And it's now 3-0 in favor of Bedford.
Blues, first goal, scored by number 19, Ethan Duncan, assisted by number 18, Alex McLean, at 6 minutes 23 seconds.
Face off into the zone of the Blues. Being escorted out of the draw is Trumbull. And ref heads over to Timier's box. Surratt takes Trumbull's place in the draw. Face off won by Bedford. Hogan up against the boards. Trying to put that over for Trumbull. Cleared back in. There's a shot. Patted away. Regular. And we now have a Blues power play for the next little bit. Going out behind his net is Dara. Trying to move that one over from McQuaid. Bedford in their own zone. Pass. Had deflected off a tape. Sutherland trying to work his way back. He's being pressured by Hargrove. Hargrove down in the corner. Back up to the blue line. Cross ice. Quinn stepping up with a shot. Deflected. And looking to go through the 5-hole of regular, but stopped and turned away. Cleared around the net. The puck had gone in the slot for a minute before it was taken away by Abu Dib. Walking in, trying a shot. Did not make it all the way through traffic. Blues trying to keep it in. Sent out of the zone. Blue Knights now with a chance to escape. Blues step in their own zone. A pass from Follett that is picked off, and the shot it just went wide. That one from Saunders. Martell, he had put it out to center. And offside called against Bedford. And we got a holding call against Bedford as well. This power play going to be sponsored by JFW. Both teams now getting into penalty trouble. And a 4-on-4 for the next 10 seconds. And then we'll see a Carleton power play. Trying to work his way up the wall is Campbell. Was being upended, stopped at the blue line before being shot in behind his own net. Carleton now on a man advantage. Campbell up towards the blue line. Quinn putting it back down low, getting it back, and trying to bump that back over for Campbell. McIver trying to find the puck. It's Campbell leaving that one off over for Harris. Trying to throw that in front. Porter finding it in the corner. Campbell pass out in front, loses between the feet of Harris. Harris across. Quinn winds up and shoots. Pad save. Campbell putting it back in front of the net. Hit it off the side of the net and sent almost outside of the zone. Blue Knights do manage to keep it in. Out of the reach of Campbell. Stopped by Dara. Dara stepping in. Pass for Harris. Harris cuts down low. Over in the corner. Trying to pass out in front. Deflected off the tape of Olsen and down the ice. Puck now free out in neutral ice. Taken in the middle. Blue Knights have time. Going to try a shot. Gloved by Regular and held with just 11 seconds left to go on the Carleton man advantage. Face-off not done up properly. We'll try that again. Just a couple seconds still left on this Carleton man advantage. They are still down by a score of 3-0 from impeccable play from Cameron Regular in between the pipes for the Blues. As of right now, have been very solid. And there was Hogan, who could have tried to hit his man coming out of the box, being McLean. There's a shot that just misses. Rimming it around the boards, McLaughlin. McLaughlin finding it once more. Pass picked off by Hogan at the blue line. And then pickpocketed. Second, he had full possession of it. Banked along the boards. Tremble trying to push his way into the offensive zone. Blue Knights walk in along the right. Sharp angle off the back of the net. McQuaid trying to find his way, trying to pave a path to the center. In the middle was Surratt, setting that one off, or for Trumbull. Trumbull being pressured by McLaughlin, taken away by Quinn. Quinn out in the corner, rimmed along the boards, or for Campbell. And a penalty call coming up. And a lot of penalty trouble so far for each of these teams. And we have Archer Quinn going to the box. And not the first time he's been there either. Bedford back to another man advantage. Pass across to the blue line. 7-man Fowlett trying to get a shot off. And had been blocked. The first man in front of him cleared along the boards. Blues keep it in. It's Martell being sent down, and an offside called against Bedford. Puck had just gone outside of the zone. Puck iced all the way behind the net of regular. Pressuring quickly is Kazan McLaughlin, being pinned up against the boards by two Blues, Abu Dib and Fowlett. McQuaid passing it to the middle. Fowlett trying to get a pass off and blocked by his own man before he now takes possession, skates off on his own. Puck is taken away. Potential 2-on-1 pass in between the skates of Abu Dib, breaking up a 2-on-1. Pass from Johnson. Did not go as planned. Cleared all the way back. Just 30 seconds left in the period. Now pushing and shoving after whistle, covered by regular. A well played defensive game so far in this one for Bedford. Not allowing very many high quality chances, and regular coming up big when he's had to. Blues now get it out of their zone. Puck is chopped and going straight up into the blue zone. Slammed off the boards by McIver. Now sent in to the zone of the Blue Knights. Walking in, there's a shot blocked along the way. Blue Knights will clear it. And that is all there is for period 2. Stick along for period 3 of a 3-0 game between the Bedford Blues and the Carleton Blue Knights. It's a quick face-off win, quickly bringing the puck into center ice. Blues still on a power play momentarily. There's a shot that just misses the net of Arbo. Olsen rimming it around the boards. Clearing attempt is blocked at the blue line. It's rimmed around the net of Arbo. Campbell trying to bring it out, blocked on its way out. Stepping in, Potter, there's a shot, saved by Arbo. And net is off. And we'll have a stoppage of play for that. And we finally play 5-on-5. No guarantees for how long. Face off into the right of Arbo. Quickly cleared out by the Blue Knights. Brought up by Campbell. Has McQuaid with him. Campbell, McQuaid, shot saved. A perfectly played 2-on-1, but regular just standing tall. McQuaid zooming around behind his net, looking for options out in front, places it behind the net. McQuaid then trying to put it out in front. The Blues leave the zone. Cleared into the corner. That one to be picked up by Sutherland. Dropped off or for Trumbull. Wired around the boards. Campbell behind the net. Going up against Abu Dib. Big collision along the boards. Sending Harris into the boards face first. Shot saved by regular. Rebound went straight up. Sutherland cleared around the boards. That one blocked and held in by Quinn. Passing it off. Puck's running between a couple players' feet and kept in at the blue line, but just barely. Harris trying to walk his way in. Poke checked off and hammered against the board by the Bedford Blues. And that'll go for icing here at this start of this third period. Blues quickly break out of their own zone. Bringing it in, blocked away by Walton. A shot attempt is blocked, sent high in the air. Carleton now has a chance, leaving their zone. McQuaid stepping in along the right, making a nice move to get to the middle, but was poke checked off. Here's a chance out in front, saved by regular from a shot from McLaughlin. Blue Knights delayed offside, gives a chance for Bedford to leave the zone. Walton in his own left corner. Bumped off the puck, headmans it to McLaughlin. Blues backhand it back into the zone, going behind the net. Again is Dara. It's McQuaid leaving it off for Hargrove. He steps in and quickly is hindered from making any play. Behind the net, Potter. Wiring it along the boards once more, trying to initiate a breakout. Not clean, but does get out of the zone. Walton, with time, puts it behind the cage of regular. Cleared around the boards, taken by Porter. Noah Porter behind his own net. Waits. And that makes a nice pass breaking out of the zone. Blues successful zone exit before Harris had walked up and taken his man down. Here's Harris stepping up. Harris cutting to the middle, firing, saved by regular. Rebounds out in front, loose in the slot before taken away by the Blues defense. Now a one-on-one before a whistle for a hand pass call. Face-off offensive zone of the Blue Knights. Blues, however, quickly managed to exit and escape their own zone. Walking in, there's a shot that's just above the net from Potter. Blue Knights quickly rushing back the other way. McQuaid trying to make his way by Sutherland, and Sutherland upends him from going anywhere. Blues quickly step it back in. It's Hogan taken down, and this will be a penalty and a power play for Bedford. And heading over to the sin bin is Sam Dara. Again, just one of those tripping calls, getting the stick just under his skates. At 7:09, Bedford gets another opportunity on the man advantage. And a Blues player shoved down. We may have another penalty coming up for Carleton. We have an interference call against Bedford, rather. So it's a 4-on-4 for a minute and 52. A very quick power play for Bedford as they take a penalty 8 seconds later. Blue Knights find it in the offensive zone before it's kicked out by Bedford. That one's cleared across by Potter. Blue Knights in their own zone. Walton skating back, looking for options, trying to find Campbell. And it will end up finding an icing call. Back in the Blue Knights defensive zone, making his way behind the net is Harris. Across from McQuaid, trying to free the zone, and his pass is intercepted by Sutherland. McLaughlin had passed it off. Blue Knights working his way in, and then a shot. They score. And thought it went in, but we're instead going to get a penalty call for an interference against the Blue Knights. And that one's against Will McQuaid. So it's a power play for Bedford for 55 seconds. And again, seeing this multiple times today, teams getting into some penalty trouble. Faceoff is taken behind the net by Harris. Harris tries to spring his man, being Hargrove, had it tipped off the stick of Abu Dib. Hargrove, pass up, McLaughlin trying to get a shot, and the puck had rolled beneath his stick. Now could be a break. Here, walking in, tripped up the shot, and ramming into Arbo, and sliding. It's a penalty shot for Ben Olsen. Ben Olsen clearly all alone. And just trying to dive and break up the play is Harris rather, and got his stick under his feet. And here we go, first penalty shot attempt, and it's Ben Olsen. And here we go, Olsen works his way in, cuts heavy along the left. Olsen to the slot, to his forehand, scores! And succeeds on the penalty shot. Faking out Arbo, starting along the left. Faking going back to his backhand, going to his forehand, and firing it to the back of the net. So it's going to be 4-0 Bedford, and they still have a power play for just over 30 seconds. And just over 5.5 still to go in this final period. The Blues are up by a score of 4-0 on the Blue Knights. I know, I meant just less than 5 to go. Puck at center ice. Bringing it in for the Blue Knights is Campbell. Cutting to his forehand, scores! And the Blue Knights get on the board short-handed on a 4-on-3. It's Landon Campbell stepping into his forehand and roofing it. So it's now a 4-1 game. Blue Knights finally on the board in the late stages of this third period.
Bedford Blues 4 goals scored by number 10, Ben Olsen, and 5.4 seconds from a penalty shot. Carleton Blue Knights' first goal scored by number 87, Landon Campbell, unassisted shorthand at 5 minutes, 19 seconds.
Now a little bit of 4-on-4 time before Bedford power play. They score right out in front. And the Blue Knights have now gone 2 in a row. And quickly at that. That happened right off the draw. Bedford Blues cleared into the zone. Hargrove waiting, trying to flip that out of the zone. Gloved down and gloved in by Abu Dib. Harris trying to throw it back out and still kept in by the Blues. Eventually bounces out, could be a break. Walking in is Hargrove before he is slashed off the puck. There's a sharp angle shot. That one ends up missing the net. Cleared all the way back down the ice. Harris pass up, trying to hit McQuaid. And icing going to be called against Bedford. So now only a 2-goal game with just over 4 minutes to go in this third period and a 5-second power play for Bedford. Off the draw, it's taken back by Bedford. Could be a potential break. He's all alone and hooked and sent into the net. A high cross check coming from Harris. And all alone was Lenahan. And we'll definitely have a penalty somewhere. And it's probably that. And it's 2 penalties to the Blue Knights, it looks like. So it appears that we have a 5-on-3 coming in the way of the Blues. So it's a 5-on-3, a lengthy one at that for 2 minutes. Exactly not what the Blue Knights needed if they wanted any chance at crawling back into the game. And right away they score. And Bedford gonna make it 5-2 on the power play. On the 5-on-3, it looks like it's Kean Dunn. It's gonna be credited with the goal. And now a 3-goal lead with 3.5 to go. And Bedford still on the man advantage. Bedford again winning the draw, trying to make his way down deep as McIver. Hit up against the penalty box door of the Blues. After some puck battle, it's taken out by Bedford. Could be a 2-on-1. Walk in, firing. That one blocked out in front by Quinn. Shot up against the board by, no, it's McLaughlin, blocked along the way. Blue Knights take it back out. McQuaid working it on Hogan, speeds by him. McQuaid with the shot off the pad of regular. Behind the net was McQuaid trying to pass that one out in front. Blues working up with speed. 2-on-2. They step into the zone. And avoiding stepping into the zone, it looked like was Lenahan. Shot up against the boards. Took an awkward bounce, but eventually ends up with the tape of Campbell. Campbell trying to step over to the middle. is behind the net. His pass went off his skate, and it's intercepted by the Blues. Blues stepping in. Quick shot, patted away by Arbo. That one kept in by Potter and taken away by Campbell. Campbell trying to walk in. Was poke checked off the puck. Less than 2 minutes now in a 2-goal game, in a 3-goal game rather. Power play is now expired for the Blue Knights, only surrendering 1 goal off a 2-minute 5-on-3. Working his way back up with speed. Here's Harris moving his way along the right. Cutting down, reversing his man. Now trying to hide the puck out in the corner before he gets pinned up against the boards. Quickly shot out by the Blues. Stopping and hitting up against the board, McQuaid. Goes back, Harris circles back in his own end. And tries to accelerate through center, but loses an edge. A pass, McQuaid stepping in, waiting, passing to the opposite side. Quinn winds up for a slap shot, shoots, blocked out in front. And a penalty being called. And we have a Carleton power play in this last minute. And that penalty is going to Reese McIver. Less than a minute left. Carleton back on the power play. Although with not much time. Carleton winning the draw. Quinn shooting, deflected into the glove of Regular. Making a desperation save. And there's Quinn with the shot from the blue line, deflected. Good hand-eye coordination from Landon Campbell, tipping that and definitely throwing off Regular in the net. Blue Knights leaving their own zone, skating back as McQuaid. Less than a minute left, cross-ice pass, Quinn. Stepping towards the middle before trying to lay a saucer pass. That's deflected off the skates of Olsen. Puck rattled around a couple sticks near the blue line of the Blue Knights and cleared out by Bedford. Blue Knights back in their own end with the net empty. Quinn passed up for McQuaid. That's Campbell rather, then sending it to McQuaid. Trying to find his way to the middle. Blues cleared all the way down. This one doesn't have enough for the empty net. Quinn, pass up, intercepted, a shot that will miss the empty net, and that will be the game. Quinn with some visible frustration also. And so is the team, but finally our first game that doesn't end within a 1-goal difference. It's Bedford taking down Carleton by a score 5-2 on MST. Next game is live on our channel right after the break.
Hello. Okay, yeah, I can